Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Phantom.Strategies. So in this video, I want to quickly cover Bitcoin again because we are at a very key resistance point in Bitcoin, but it doesn't seem like it wants to back down. And that really goes back to my point when I was trying to make that video, when I made that video yesterday regarding Bitcoin price action being so strong. And I have been doing some research, some digging around what is causing the Bitcoin price action to be so strong, because any dip that we are seeing, I'm looking at the smaller time frame right now at the 4 hours, and any dip that we are seeing in Bitcoin is getting bought into. Any dip we are getting is getting bought into. So what is causing that amount of strength that we are seeing in Bitcoin? And that is the strength that we are seeing in Bitcoin is not coming from the existing Bitcoin community, in my opinion. It's not from people who are either it's coming from, in my opinion, it's coming from new money, fresh money that's coming into the cryptocurrency market, and it's coming from a lot of this hedge funds who are really been they've been watching cryptocurrency for a while, but they never had an opportunity to get into it when we had the initial run up back in December. So if I go back to the daily time frame, so when we had this huge run back in December from 10,000 to 20,000, these people were watching. Trust me, they have this army. They have a lot of computers, algorithms, people, analysts on their payroll who are watching this thing carefully, because when they come in with a lot of capital in the market. So they want to make sure they're doing their research correctly and all that. So they never had that opportunity to get into the market, in my opinion, back in that 10,000 to 20,000 mark, and a lot of them have missed out because it happened so fast that it's kind of hard to pump in that much liquidity into the Bitcoin price. Otherwise it will just go up to almost 30,000, and that's exactly what happened. And since then, all that money that was already the retail money that was coming into the Bitcoin and to the altcoin dried up, and we had this steady leg down. But now what is going on in this second leg up? What I'm seeing is consistent buying. Any dip you get, they buy. Any dip we get, and this is not this is not your typical retail investor who are buying this. If I want to cover this point again. So if I go back to coin market cap, just bear with me, it's loading up. Okay, so if I go back to the coin market cap, and when we look at the dominance of Bitcoin, I covered this in yesterday's video as well, that there is a gradual increase in Bitcoin dominance. It's not a spike up. You see that there's a very steady gradual increase. It's not like those spikes that we have seen in the past. Those spike usually mean there is enough retail investor, those spikes are usually from a lot of the overhead, the news events and all those things. But this is a steady pike. This is a steady trend that is going on, and that trend is usually indicator of a lot of smart money, a lot of investors, big investors like hedge funds, they are coming in. And there are plenty of, trust me, there are plenty of hedge funds who are sitting on sideline and watching these things, and wanted to get into the market, but they never had the opportunity, and now they finally are getting into it. They saw that the government is somewhat positive about the cryptocurrency space in US, and they talked about regulations in government, but it's not regulation that is going to kill the industry. It's more of a regulation to be more transparent and have a proper frame structure around this this community, or this market, basically, which is completely okay. All right, that is much better than not having at all. So what I'm seeing again is there's a lot of strength. There's a lot of strength, and I have a feeling this is going to make a run toward that 12,330 12,363 mark. Okay, so 12,300, let's just call it that. I have a feeling that it might run toward that if it goes past this resistance, because it's looking very strong. I mean, it's I'm looking at the smaller time frame, and any pullback, see, that's any pullback that we're seeing, bought into it. And this is not like, you know, this pattern, this is a very, like, you know, pattern of a professional traders. This is not your typical average trader who are buying $2,000 worth of Bitcoin or $5,000 worth of Bitcoin, or like one Bitcoin as a whole. This is a very consistent pattern of buying the dips, and that's at those kind of pattern. It tells you that there is a lot of, like, you know, the smart investors are coming into the market, into Bitcoin especially, because I'm not seeing that lot of momentum in the altcoin, and a lot of momentum in the altcoin usually tend to happen from the retail traders, from like, you know, people who have like a $20,000 account, $20,000 account, $10,000 account, 50,000 at most, or 100,000, but not from, like, you know, like if you have a portfolio, hedge fund portfolio of like $500,000 or like you know, a couple of $100 million, you won't be touching those altcoin, or maybe you're touching it, but only for like 2 to 5% of your position, or portfolio position in those portfolio, in those coins. So what I'm trying to say here in Bitcoin is, like, you know, there's a lot of professional money that's coming into the Bitcoin price action. Okay, there's a lot of professional money, and so I also looking around, and then I found this thing. I was doing my research, and then, you know, I was just seeing what kind of news that is out on Bitcoin, and then I saw that someone just bought $400 million worth of Bitcoin, which is kind of like, you know, really supports their argument that a lot of, like, you know, the professional money, like hedge funds, are coming into it, because this hedge funds, they're like pretty much like, you know, they're big sharks. You know, they come in, they're looking, they're watching to get in at the right opportunity. And I think they are like, when they saw this opportunity around that 8,000 mark, that Bitcoin is gonna go past that 8,000 mark, they saw that opportunity and they knew it. This is the time to get in, and systematically they are, you know, buying all the dips. That 8,000 was a key resistance that broke out. And, like, you know, that was the only chance for the bears to kind of push the Bitcoin from that price to make a new low to around 5,000 or 4,000. But that did not happen. And that was a confirmation for a lot of the smart money, a lot of hedge fund money, that, hey, we are due for this next leg up. And that's exactly, I think, what's going on here in Bitcoin. There's a lot of, like, someone bought 400 million. So, I mean, retail investors don't have that kind of money. This is just hedge funds who are coming into the market, and especially into Bitcoin. The first, as I have always said, that Bitcoin is the queen bee, you know, and this is it's one of the oldest, it is the oldest coin in cryptocurrency space, and it's proven coin. So any new money that comes into cryptocurrency space will come into Bitcoin. I have said that before, and I'm going to say it again, that's you can take a look at this, you know, this article. I will post it in the comment below, but it's from Fortune. Someone is like, this is systematic buying. It's not an impulsive buying. That's what I'm trying to say. If it was impulsive buying, we would have seen like one major upstick in the daily, and then like maybe some consolidation. But this is a very systematic buying. This is like, you know, buying on the weakness, buying on the weakness, buying on the weakness, and that's what is pushing the price action up. So it's very systematic buying, and it's a buying of professional, not your retail investors. All right. So that being said, I think this resistance, like, you know, is still a resistance zone. Make sure. I'm not trying to, you know, we always want to make sure that we are, you know, our portfolio is protected. We want to, if you are getting long, make sure you have the stop losses. Okay, make sure your stop losses are in effect, because we are stretching out right now. We can have another 10% room up. yes, it can happen. I mean, do I know for a fact it's going to happen? No, I don't know for the fact it's going to happen, but it is a possibility. It is a possibility, and possibility is increasing because the rise of volume, a lot of professional money type patterns that I'm seeing in this graph right now. A lot of professional money looks like, you know, they're buying any weakness in the price right now. So the resistance, typically this kind of resistance will be like, you know, your major iron core. You will see like a pullback, but I'm not seeing any pullback in that. So and let's say even if we get to this point, like, you know, where should we expect the pullback? So let's look at, like, you know, before I close down, let's look at, like, let's do a Fibonacci retracement on this. Okay, so if I just take the bottom and take it up to the all-time high right now, the 23% retracement will be around 10,281. 38% retracement will be around 9,400. Okay, and the 50% retracement will be at 8,766. All right, so that's the retracement from the current level. That doesn't mean that retracement will happen. It might happen if once we reach that 12,000 level. Okay, so keep an eye on it. It's not like it's looking strong. It's not it's not like, you know, the volume, the dips keep on getting bought, and this is a very systematic buying. This is not your average retailers or average Joe who's trying to Bitcoin. This is very systematic buying. Any dip bought over, any dip bought over. But see that? So there, if the average people try to buy it on the news, then you will see the spike up. But I'm seeing very systematic buying here. This is the professional big boys who are coming into the market, especially in the Bitcoin, and that's what pushing the Bitcoin price action at 38% on the dominance for Bitcoin. So right now the Bitcoin dominance is 38%. So, and it hasn't converted into the altcoins yet, because like a lot of investors are still not getting into the altcoins, because people who wanted to get into altcoins, they are already in the altcoins. So we'll need the new set of, like, we will need a fresh blood basically to get so what will happen is this is what's going to happen. So once we're going to reach to a certain level, there's going to be big news event in the media that, hey, Bitcoin has reached 12,000. It was, you know, 5,000 like or 6,000 just 2-3 weeks ago, and then all this, like, you know, the retail investor who have no clue what to do in what is Bitcoin, what is like this market, how to trade this market, they will start creating the accounts, and they will see this altcoins where trading at, like, you know, oh my god, this altcoin is only 5 cents, let me buy some. They will get into those kind of altcoins and will make that price action higher, not knowing that altcoins have a very high risk. Okay, they're very high risk, and you should not be allocating a majority of your portfolio in altcoins. You have to do your risk management. Otherwise, you will be sitting in, like, you know, you might go up on just on your account, but, you know, next thing you know that it's got dumped later on. So you have to be very careful on those things. You don't want to exhaust yourself, basically. All right. So that's pretty much it, guys. Keep an eye on this. It looks like it's trying to break that resistance zone, but let's see if it can retain that. That's gonna be the key. I'm gonna be watching it, and I'm gonna see what else I can get out of it. But right now it's trying to break through that resistance zone and try to make it ways toward that 12,000 mark. Okay. All right, guys. That being said, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit those notification icon. I post new content every day. If you want me to analyze your portfolio, send me an email, and I will be happy to do that. I'm running this pilot project right now where I'm sending out the email subscription. It's for a very limited group, but I don't want to take more people on that right now, because it's just a pilot project, and I want to make sure that I'm giving enough attention to people who initially came with Phantom.Strategies. So I will be expanding it a little bit more. I want to make sure but I want to put a structure before I do that. So this pilot project is for a very small group of people that I can support day to day. If they have any questions, they can follow up with me. If they want to see any charts, if they want me to review any charts right away, I can give them those guidance, or give them a proper entry point, exit point, anything that we need to watch out for in the market. So those are the things that I'm offering to my small group of people right now in that pilot project for email subscription. And I will be expanding that soon, but before I do that, I want to have a proper structure behind it, so I'm not getting stressed out. I want to make sure that I'm dedicating enough time, my time, to do enough research, and because I don't want to I want to provide you a value. I just don't want to be, I don't want my viewers, my subscribers to be just another number. All right, that's the one thing that I really don't want to do. I'd rather have few people and I can give them more value, rather than having thousands of people and just giving them very limited time, and then realizing I don't have any time to research on my own. And I don't, the thing that really makes what's Phantom.Strategies, because I spend so much time doing my research, analyzing coins and coming up with the ideas and all that. So I don't want to get away from that. So I basically don't want to get stressed out. All right, so I hope you guys understand that. I hope you're learning something from this videos. I hope this is helpful in your trading. Please post a comment if you have any questions. I'm pretty good about responding to those comments right away, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.